Good morning, my dear students. Welcome you all to this session. Today's class, we are going to start with the new exercise. Exercise number 5.4. Okay, you can take page number 97 in your NCERT textbook. So, you know what is meant by a right angle, straight angle, acute angle, obtuse angle, reflex angle, and complete angle. Yes, these are the basic things which we have discussed already. So using that concept, we are going to write the answers for this exercise 5.4. Okay, first question, what is the measure of a right angle? So when it is right angle, what will be the measure of that? When it is right angle, what will be the measure? So measure will be 90 degree. When it is right angle, the measure will be what? 90 degree. When it is straight angle, the measure will be 180 degree. When it is straight angle, the measure will be 180 degree. See children, you have to write the answers in the textbook itself. Okay. What is the measure of right angle? 90 degree. Straight angle 180 degree. Second problem, true or false? Measure of an acute angle will be less than 90 degree. Acute angle means what? It will be less than the 90 degree. Okay, acute angle will be less than 90 degree. So measure of acute angle will be less than 90 degree. So it is true. Measure of obtuse angle is less than 90 degree. No. Measure of obtuse angle will be greater than 90 degree. So it is false. Measure of reflex angle will be greater than 180. Correct? It will be greater. This is 180 degree means like this it will be. So the measure of reflex angle is greater than 180. So it is true. Measure of one complete angle revolution is 360 degree. Yes. Complete revolution means it is 360 degree. So it is true. If angle A is 53 degree, angle B is 35 degree, then angle A is greater than angle B. Correct? 53 degree is greater than 35 degree. So angle A is greater than angle B. So it is true. Okay. Next, write down the measures of some acute angles. So we should write some acute angles. We can itself write some examples. 89 degree is acute angle, 35 degree is acute angle, 51 degree, etc. Anything is there. So these are all acute angles. You can write your own examples. Obtuse angle means 110 degree, 91 degree, 120 degree, etc. So these are all obtuse angles. Okay. So some acute angles is given, some obtuse angles are given. Okay. Next, fourth problem. What is the question? Measure the angles given below using protractor and write the measure. Okay, see children, I am not drawing what figure it is given in the textbook. I am just drawing my own figure. Okay, this is my own figure. You people have to measure using the protractor and you should write what angle it is. This is my example. Okay. So this is what the, see, protractor, you should keep this pinpoint should be in this center. See, this straight line goes like this. So now, so you should see the angle inside it. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 like that. The angles inside this you should consider it. So in which it is touching? It is touching at 50 degree. So what is the angle it is? It is 50 degree angle. Likewise, you people have to find for this one. You should find for this A, B. So A will be obviously some acute angle measure will be there. So you should find and you have to substitute here. B, you should find and you should substitute here. C is 90 degree because it is L shape. So it is 90 degree angle. This one is. So you should write the answers in the textbook. B, you should find this angle, this angle, this angle. But everything using the protractor. Okay. Next, fifth question. What is the question? Which angle has larger measure? First estimate and then measure. First estimate means what? By seeing itself you should say angle A or B are greater. angle B is greater because somewhat it is bigger. This is very cute. Small one it is, but this one is bigger one. By seeing itself, we can say that angle B is greater. So you can write angle B is greater. Then you should find, after that you should measure using the protractor. You should measure and you should find this some, it will be like 40 some degree. Okay, this will be some degree. Using the protractor you should measure A and B and you should write it here. Everything using the protractor you should measure. Okay, next, sixth problem. From these two angles, which has larger measure? These two angles is given. In this, which is larger measure? First angle or second angle? Estimate, then confirm. By seeing itself we should estimate it. By seeing itself we can say that second is the larger angle. Then you measure it and see, and you check it whether our answer is correct or not. Okay, so children, fifth question answer is angle B has a larger measure. You should write here. Then angle A oda measure using the protractor, find it and write here. Angle B measure, find it and write here. Then from sixth problem, from these two angles, you should find which is larger. Estimate, then confirm by measuring it. So by seeing itself, second has larger measure. Then after that find both and write it. Like last fifth problem itself we should write. Everything you write in the textbook itself. Okay. Fill in the blanks with acute, obtuse or right straight. Fill in the blanks. An angle whose measure is less than that of right angle. So less than that of right angle is what angle? Acute angle. What angle? Acute. A-C-U-T-E. Acute angle. B problem. An angle whose measure is greater than that of right angle. It is obtuse angle. O-B-T-U-S-E. See the spelling is here. Obtuse angle. Greater than right angle, it is obtuse angle. An angle whose measure is the sum of the measures of two right angles is straight angle. Two right angle if you sum it, which means 90 plus 90, what you will get? 180. Sum of the measures of two right angle. Appo two right angle na 90 plus 90, 180 degree. 180 is straight angle. Spelling is given here, straight. When the sum of the measures of two angle is that of right angle, then each one of them is, okay, when the sum of measures of two angles is that of right angle. Getting, when I am adding two angles, I am getting right angle. So one angle will be acute. So acute plus acute only you will get right angle, because right angle will be straight. Okay, so in between those two there are two acute angles. So when you add two acute angles, you will get right angle. When sum of the measures of two angle is that of straight angle. So when you add two angle, if you are getting 180 degree, then those two angle, one will be acute means other will be obtuse. Okay, if for example one is like a small 50 degree na, other will be 130 degree. 50 degree is acute, 130 is obtuse angle. Okay, so one is acute mean other is obtuse. Next, eighth problem. Find the measure of the angle shown in each figure. First estimate with your eyes, then find the actual measure. So what will be this measure? When seeing itself, you should say, then you measure it. Sometimes it will be 40 degree. Simply our assumption is 40 degree. But use the protractor and measure it and find it. This will be sometime 120 degree. Use the protractor and measure it. Here it will be like 80 degree. Then after finding using the protractor, you can find it. This will be some 130 degree something. Everything you first estimate using your eyes, find using your eyes, then you can find the answer accurately. Okay. So this, find the angle measure between the hands of the clock in each figure. This what angle it is? It is 90 degree, because L shape it is there. You can write 90 degree. So now this thing is there. This will be like 30 degree, because if this is 90 degree, this will be 30 degree. This one, it is straight angle, 180 degree it is there. This is 90 degree. We have already deal in that clock problem, no? The same thing it is there. Okay. Next, investigate in the following figure. In the given figure, angle 30 degree. The angle is 30 degree. Look at the same figure through the magnifying glass. Magnifying glass means what? The zooming glass is there, no? Does the angle become larger? No. The same. Even if you use magnifying glass to this, the angle will be same. So the angle will be same. You can write the angle will be same here in the 10th problem. Okay, what is the answer you will write here? The angle will be same. That's all. 11th problem. See children, AOB. You should measure using the protractor. See, you can measure using the protractor. See, I don't have textbook with me, so that's why I'm measuring like this. Find it. AOB is 40 degree, correct? So, you can use that protractor and measure AOB, write 40 degree here, and 40 degree is actually what angle? Acute angle, right here acute. Next, AOC, it will be something AOC will be 125 degree, okay va? AOC will be what? 125 degree, write it here, obtuse angle. Then BOC, it is something like 89 something it will be, and write what angle it is. DOC, measure this and write what angle it is. DOA, measure this and write what angle it is. DOB is straight angle, so 180 degree straight angle. So each you should measure it and write the type of the angle. Understood? Next is your concept is perpendicular lines. Okay, perpendicular lines means what na? Two lines is there. Okay, this is one line, this is one line. These two lines touch at a point. Okay, when they are touching, they form a right angle. They forms what angle here? Right angle. Then we say that this line and this line are perpendicular lines. Okay, this is one line, this is one line. They touch each other at a point and they form right angle like this. Okay, then we say that these two angles are right angles. Okay, so next we will directly go to the exercise 5.5 children. What is the question? Which of the following are models for perpendicular lines? Example, real life examples are given. Okay, in our real life there are many perpendicular lines examples are there. Adjacent ends of the tabletop. Adjacent means what? Near end. Tabletop means what? This top is there, no? This is one top, this is one top. In table, this is one edge is there, this is one edge. So this two forms a right angle. So this is one example. So you can write yes here. Lines of railway track. Whether two lines of railway track are perpendicular? No, because they never touch each other. So we can say that lines of railway track is not a perpendicular line. So here you can write yes, here no. Line segments forming the letter L. In L, if your letter is right like L, na, we form a right angle. Yes. So C will be yes. Letter V, whether V forms a right angle? No. It is one acute angle, so no. So yes, no, yes, no. Okay? Yes, no, yes, no. Now, second problem. If PQ be the perpendicular to the line segment XY. Okay, so I am going to write the question. Next page I am going to write it. Exercise 5.5. First problem A, S, B, no, C, S, D, no. I have just written the answer alone. Second problem, let PQ be the perpendicular to the line segment XY. let PQ and XY intersect in the point A. What is the measure of angle PAY? See children, when you are mentioning angle, you will put one L and you will write PAY. Okay, that is the meaning. Okay, so first what they are saying, PQ is one line. Okay, PQ is the line. Be perpendicular to XY. Okay, XY. PQ is one line, XY is one line. They are perpendicular. Perpendicular means what? They form 90 degree and they touch each other. Let PQ and XY intersect at A. They are touching at A. So what is the touching point is called A. Okay, what is the measure of PAY? PAY measure is what angle children? It is 90 degree. So you can write it equal to 90 degree. The angle of PAY is 90 degree. So the measure of PAY is 90 degree. The measure of PAX is 90 degree. Measure of XAQ is 90 degree. Measure of QAY is 90 degree. Why it is 90 degree? Because all the angles will be intersecting. Okay, they will intersect. And they are perpendicular. Perpendicular itself meaning is they will touch each other and they form 90 degree. That is the meaning. They will touch each other and they forms 90 degree. So whenever we are speaking about perpendicular, be careful that there is 90 degree or not. Only if it is 90 degree we can say that they are in perpendicular. Understood? Next is your third problem. What is the question? There are two set squares in your box. Set square, I'll teach you what is this set square, okay? What are the measures of the angle that are formed at the corner? Do you have any angle, the measure that is common? Have in your geometry box, you will have this things. Did you see this type, this scale like something in the geometry box? This is called as set square, okay? So, I'm just giving you, they are asking what is the measure we are using in the set square. So what is this measure actually? There are common measure in the set square. So this is 90 degree and this will be 30 degree and this also will be 30 degree. So one set square will have a angle of 90 degree, 45 degree, 90 degree, 30 degree, 30 degree. One set square children. See, in our set square we have two set squares are there. In first set square, you can write here. First set square, 90 degree, 30 degree, 30 degree. So, in the first set square, we have three angles. Next, second set square I am keeping. In the set square, 90 degree. This is one 90 degree, 45 degree, 45 degree. So, second set square, what are the angles? 90, 45, 45 degree. So, three angles are there in this set square. So totally what we have two set squares. So we can write there are two set squares. In pencil everything you can write in the textbook itself. There are two set squares. One set square angles are 90 degree, 30 degree, 30 degree. Next 90 degree, 45 degree, 45 degree. Okay. Sorry, 1 minute. 90 degree, 30 degree, 60 degree. Not 30 degree. 90, 30, 60. One set square value is what and all children? 90, 30, 60. Another one 90, 45, 45. Okay, write carefully. You can write it in the in this. Okay. Next, fourth problem. Before going to the fourth problem, you need to know what is meant by perpendicular bisector. You know what is meant by perpendicular, correct? Perpendicular line means what? Two lines touch each other and they form 90 degree. So these two lines are called as perpendicular lines and they are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular bisector means one line is there that is in 6 centimeter length. Okay, wow. Now I am drawing one perpendicular which is equally dividing that line. I am drawing one perpendicular here which forms 90 degree. Only then we can say that they are perpendicular. So once I am dividing it, here it will be divided into 3. Here also it will be 3. So I am dividing this 6 centimeter to 2 halves. 2 equal halves. So we can say that this is a perpendicular bisector. Bisector means what? Equally divided. It is divided into 2 equal parts. So this is one straight line which divide the whole line into 2 equal parts. Equally it is dividing. So 6 centimeters divided into 3 and 3. How it is divided? Once I am drawing this line, it got divided into 2 equal parts. So this line is called as perpendicular bisector. Okay, va? So now we have to do the fourth problem. Study the diagram. Okay, if L is perpendicular to line M, L is this line, this is your L line, this is your M line, they are perpendicular, which means they form 90 degree here. Okay, then they are asking, is CE equal to EG? CDE means what? C to E, 1 to 2 units are there. EG, 2 units are there. Yes, both are equal. See children, C and E there are 2 units. 1, 2. 2 units are there. Then E ku, G ku, they have 2 units. 1, 2. 2 units are there. So 2 and 2 equal. So yes, they are equal. Yes, CE is equal to EG. Okay, va? Next, B. PE bisects CG. What is PE? This is your P. PE bisects CG. Yes, if it bisect, we should get equal length here. If this PE bisect means this side also equal length, this side also you should have equal length. Correct? C ko E ko 2 units difference. E ko F ko 2 units. Both are equal. Does PE bisect CG means yes. Yes, you can write yes. PE bisects CG. Okay, va? Next, identify any 2 line segments from which PE is perpendicular bisector. Other line segment you should say. PE should be the perpendicular line segment for other 2 line segments you should say. We can say PE is the perpendicular bisector of D and F. Because here also 1 unit, here also 1 unit. Equally it is dividing. So PE is the perpendicular bisector of DF. Then PE is the perpendicular bisector of BE and EH. Because see, B ku E ku 1, 2, 3 distance, E ku H ku 1, 2, 3 distance. Okay, va? PE is the perpendicular bisector of DF. You can write DF. First one, DF. Next, BH. Okay, BH. 2 line segments you have written. Are these true? Then the third question, D question is, are these true? AC is greater than FG. AC, how many units are there? A ko C ko 1, 2 units are there. F G ko 1 unit are there. Yes. Yes, it is true. First statement is what? True. Second statement, CD. CD, how many units are there? 1. GH, how many units are there? 1. So both are equal. Yes, it is true. Second subdivision is true. Third, BC less than EH. BC 1 unit less than EH. E ko H ko 3 units are there. Yes, BC is less than EH. This is also true. So all the 3 statements are true. Understood? So today's class we have discussed exercise 5.4 and 5.5. So whatever I have taught you in the today's class, you should write it in your textbook. So see the video and write the answers in the textbook. Whatever the answers I have told in the video, you are supposed to write it in the textbook. I hope you all understood, children. Thank you.